Okay, right, so at least this is more audible. I am downstairs and I can be a little bit more detailed about what's going on. So, as anyone who's been following the last few posts will know, I started sailing ocean racing this year with Shane and a wonderful bunch of friends and good friends and good people who'll be part of life going forward early this year. So literally never sort of been in a yacht crossing an ocean before January, I think 14th of this year. Now I'm heading up to quite a few thousand nautical miles. Why did this happen? Why have I suddenly decided to become a sailor, ocean racer? It's because my mate Shane. Shane is a good friend of mine, a great good person and a great good friend. And I'm just trying to, I don't know, is that sensible? Anyway, we'll try. Shane is a great good friend of mine, and I've known him since uni days, so back in the 90s, mid 90s, I guess. And he's an incredible human being, and he's sailed all of his life. Literally, his dad was a sailor. His dad was a bit of a rascal, Basil, so Shane was almost born on the sea. But when he was young, I think when he was about 7, he developed a cancer in his. Anyway, look, it doesn't matter. He developed a life-threatening cancer, and his father Baz, they were in the South Pacific. They managed to get to Guam, and Basil essentially snuck him into around security and into a military hospital on Guam, and just begged a doctor to honour their Hippocratic oath to save his son, because the tumour was so big that he couldn't breathe and he was going to die soon. So anyway, they did save his life when he was a young kid, but it was so invasive, both the procedure, but also particularly the chemotherapy, that it uprooted his heart. So when I first knew him, he wasn't particularly well, and in the first few years that I knew him, he had to actually get a heart transplant. And that is huge, massive. I don't know. Look, having a heart transplant, he was going to die. That was 17 years ago. He was going to die, and he's lived an exciting life ever since. But of course, look. Not only is it an incredible sort of derailer of your sort of life and sense of mortality and capacity as a whatever. He then had a further bout of throat cancer. So look, he's one of the most resilient human beings I know, and when when a kindred spirit meets a kindred spirit, you're good. And Shane and I have had adventures all over the world. He's visited me in my far-flung environs, really far-flung. I'm an adventurer, he's an adventurer. We've caught up all over the world, literally. And then during COVID, he was having a hard time, with his health and the fear of COVID. And the isolation of COVID, and he was having a really hard time. So I became really close to him during that time. We communicated just a lot, and played a lot of backgammon. And I think that's where we really became sort of extremely close buddies. And during that period, it became a period during COVID. It became a period that his dad. Baz had early onset dementia, unfortunately, and he was still working professionally as a locum in order to live and boat, etc. But he could no longer do that, and there was some concerns, and he could no longer be part of the boat, and so I said, well, Shane, if you need a partner in order to keep this going, this boat, Sumatra, this wonderful boat. I actually first was on her, I think 15 years ago or so in the Adriatic in Croatia, when Basil and Angela was still very much the captain and Mrs. I offered to take on an equal partnership role in the boat with him, and that was 3 years ago almost that I took that on. And for the last year and a bit, we've been focusing on this Sydney campaign, and we have an amazing crew around us. And Shane is, he's our North Star. We're all doing this with love, and we all just want to make this a beautiful, safe, fun, incredible achievement. It's a massive challenge, obviously. So we're keen to just do it well, do it justice, and honestly, he's still not great. He's been nurturing some health issues ever since our first Southport race, which again we won. I won't stop plugging that one. It's been a rough 6 months for him, and in fact he couldn't come on our last outing due to concerns around his health. And so it's a big effort. He's made an incredible effort to get this vessel, this beauty, in shape, and he has. So she is safe, she's beautiful. God, I mean, I'll keep on showing you guys around, but it's really, she's a work of art. She's almost a classic. 97 model, Swan Sumatra. Swan is a model, Furs is the designer, German. Swan is Finnish, now sort of owned by Italians, I believe. But she's a classic, beautiful cruiser racer. She really is a thing of beauty and lovely to race on, and lovely to race in heavy weather. Anyway, so when I became a partner in the boat, and then we figured let's really have fun and do a challenge. So we got together with a couple of very close friends. Now very close friends, let me say. I guess they were good friends before, but now very close friends, Chris and Marty, and we formed our initial senior leadership team so Shane is CEO, so to speak, myself as CFO, the financial officer, Chris is the CTO, the Chief Technical Officer, and Marty is the COO, the Chief Operations Officer, and all four roles have been really tested to the quick. It's been a massive process on all one of those fronts. If we'd known now, if we'd known then what we know now, would we have? Yes, we probably would have, but it was certainly much more ambitious than we had initially thought when we did agree to do it. But we've committed, and we've done it, and it's been great, and we're gonna really have fun. But I guess the other thing that I thought, if we're doing something so cool like this, I'd like to raise some money for a couple of things. So I'm an orphan. My mum died of breast cancer. Must be, 15 years ago almost. And one of my best friends, Naomi, died at the same time. She was my age. We went to university together. She died the same year, the year before, of breast cancer, and we were mid-30s at the time. My dad, died during COVID of complications related to Parkinson's. He'd had it for many years. So look, I've committed $20,000 to the National Breast Cancer Foundation to raise that, and I've also committed to raise $20,000 to Shake It Up, which is a Parkinson's research foundation associated with Michael J. Fox Association, But what really did it for me was the name Shake It Up. The Parkinson's Foundation, of course, is just as important and worthy, but the name Shake It Up Foundation with Parkinson's cracked me up. So I pledged to raise $20,000 to them as well. And because of all the amazing work that St Vincent's have done, not just with Shane's heart transplant, but with his subsequent care, with his cancer care. He's got a whole team of specialists at St Vincent's, and Karen is obviously supporting St Vincent's, but particularly raising funds for further research and development around heart transplant technology, and I've committed another $20,000 to raise funds, another $20,000 for that. So committed to raise $60,000, which is not that daunting, because it's worth it. It's super worth it. I want to do it, and frankly, it'll come out of my own pocket if I don't get any donations. But I think it's worthy. I'd like people to join in, but I'd also like to big them up, those causes. Unfortunately, there's everyone's got a million causes. Those happen to be mine. I also was doing Movember last month, of course, but for this race, I really wanted us to sort of focus on the big ones, and obviously the things that killed my folks, and the incredible support that Shane's been given throughout his life, really, through St Vincent's, has been quite incredible. So bigging them up, and look, we've started the program with the Southport race. We came first under the PHS in that, the handicap in that. We have completed another 3 subsequently. We also have won one of those, so the most recent one, Cabbage Tree, we won the handicap division as well, our handicap division as well. And the next race is Hobart in less than 3 weeks' time. So it's happening. We're doing it really well. Gosh, I don't really know what more to say. I think I'll stop now. It's really long, but I'm going to upload this, and I'll probably upload some more stuff in a bit. And I've got to do the links for Breast Cancer Foundation and Shake It Up and St Vincent's Karen's Institute. As of now, there is zilch nada dollars in there, but I hit my fundraising target for November for the Black Dog Institute, and I'll hit these targets as well. Great. All right, Uru. Look out for Sumatra. Look, I also have to say, now that I was about to sign off, I do have to say, there's a bunch of the hashtag for donations, which is like support Sumatra, and I am hideously aware at the moment of the turmoil in Sumatra, in Indonesia, and the devastation and death which is going on there. And it is, I set up the support Sumatra tags about 3 weeks ago, and of course the last 10 days has been just hideous, because of the torrential rains and storms in Southeast Asia and through to South Asia. So unfortunately, those are the names of the program as they're currently set up. I will try and talk to each of the recipients to see whether it's possible to change that. I certainly don't want to be insensitive, and I don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm actually raising funds for victims of the floods in Sumatra, rather than the boat Sumatra and the amazing journey that we're on. That's a lot. I'm going to stop. This may or may not be chopped up and edited or done something to. I don't really know. I obviously don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to just try. Yarv!